So Rob Schneider tells us what he really thinks about Will Smith. What's up, folks? This is Nerd Report. Oh my gosh, this Will Smith fallout from the Oscars. It should have been Will Smith's one of his greatest moments, winning Best Actor, I believe, that year. Did he win Best Actor? Yeah, he did. King Richard? Is that what it is? Great performance. I've seen that film. But it should have been like his highest point, right? Instead, it was all muddled and stuff and destroyed by the slapping of Chris Rock, which was disgusting because I like Chris Rock, and especially it looks so crappy. And we were talking about that for 2 years already. But do you ever wonder what actors really think of themselves among themselves? I mean, among us, we talk shit about each other. We talk crap about each other, even among friends and family. But when we're on Facebook, you know, in front of people, we're putting on the show that everything's great and stuff. And sometimes there's reasons for that. So Rob Schneider, a comedian as well, maybe there's a code here with him and Chris Rock because he's come out and he's pretty much letting it all hang out, letting people know what he thinks of Will Smith and who Will Smith has been all this time, at least according to his opinion. And then he also lets it out of the bag that the reason he didn't do anything, he didn't come out publicly against Will Smith, was because he was part of a certain committee that was in charge of the Oscars, I believe, and stuff like that. So we're going to go over the video, and then I want you all to let us know what you think in the comments below. If I can find the video right here. Here we go. Let me make sure the volume's up. Here we go. This is the Kayleen and Jackie O show, okay?
Liked him. Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night. He's really an asshole. But I wasn't allowed to say anything at that time because we were part of the committee that was supposed to punish him.
And how do you
He wasn't allowed to say anything because he was part of the committee that was supposed to punish him at the Oscars. So he's been hiding who he was for a long time. Look, there's a definite taboo thing among comedians. You cannot physically assault comedians for their jokes. That's like a huge no-no. That, and don't copy other comedians' jokes. I know that, but you don't. It almost like comedians, even the ones that don't like insulting jokes or offensive jokes, will back up another comedian making those kind of inappropriate jokes. All right, when one's attack, like an attack on one is an attack on all, and stuff. So let's go over here.
Smith is a twat.
Oh, I liked him.
Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night. He's really an asshole. But I wasn't allowed to say anything at that time because we were part of the committee that was supposed to punish him.
And how do you punish him?
Wow, wait. Just back up a second. Hang on.
I want to know
Will
what the punishment
Smith is like, for me, when I met him, right? I always say...
Like the nicest,
yes,
most wonderful...
Yeah, because I feel like Will Smith has people. Will Smith is a brand. Will Smith probably has handlers and PR people that will make sure that Will Smith has a certain image, and that's cool. And I've always said this. I don't care if you're an asshole behind closed doors. What I do have a problem with is if you're somebody that's a celebrity and someone comes to say hello to you and stuff, and you're mean to them. That's, you know, where the buck ends. That's where I think people should have or could have their opinions about you. Of course, you're free to be an a-hole. You're free to be an a-hole, but we're also free to call you out on it. So he's pretty much saying that all this is an act. Well, I didn't think otherwise.
Wonderful. He's a liar. Complete, utter fraud. Will is
a liar and a fraud.
And that's something that you can't. The thing is, that's how politically correct the Academy is.
Right.
That they were so cowardly. Because if I would have done that, they would have been hauled out to prison. But because like they were so worried about being, you know, racist. Violence is what it is.
Just putting in the race card in there. What do you all think?
And what the color of your skin or your religion doesn't matter.
Sure.
If you commit a crime in front of other people, you get hauled out of there.
Yeah, but didn't you also sort of think, oh, he's standing up for his missus? You didn't like that?
It doesn't matter. You can't hit another dude.
That is true. I mean, we've seen that, people being filmed in public by the sidewalk. People get upset because they're being filmed, but that's part of the First Amendment. Those people getting upset assault the people documenting things, and you can't do that. You can't. There's a lot of things that are annoying in the world. All right. There's a lot of things that are annoying in the world that you just have to accept. Social media stuff. People get annoyed at people on social media documenting everything, but you can't assault those people for doing it. Anyways, back in the day, this was all weird. All right. It was very rare to see behind the curtains how Hollywood ticks, how these people really are. And I think social media has allowed to expose this. I mean, it's gotten to the point where someone like me could have a few 100 views on a video I make. So I have a little bit of a voice. Everyone could have a little bit of a voice, and I could share my experiences with people. We've seen that with J-Lo. He's sharing it too. Back in the day, this would be insanely big news, but now it's kind of like, well, we see how actors operates, kind of like pulling the curtain back on Hollywood. We see that there is division among themselves and stuff like that. But Will Smith really screwed up with that. It was a very, very bad look. It was awful, man. That look was just awful. And then Jada behind it, and the stuff that came out after. And he has a point. At least here he was an a-hole, but notice how he couldn't say anything. Very interesting. I'm sure there's other a-holes in Hollywood and stuff like that. But if they ever slap anyone in public, we'll talk about it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Are we being too hard on Will Smith? Should we just let him do his stuff and just forgive him for the slap? I think it's up to Chris Rock to forgive him. I don't know if it's our duty. Don't forget to subscribe. Nerd out.